back of that document, on the back of those lessons, is this document that he's about to read.
No, you ready?
It's long, Mo. Sorry about that.
All right. It's all right. It's the back of the one-on-ones. Our authority, copybook 521, page 579, state of Illinois, Cook County.
So, just real quick, what he's reading is, this is how you're able to locate exactly where this document is in the government. Okay, this is where you could. This is again. So we were able to trace what he did. Not only did he tell us he incorporated, he put the document on the back, and all you have to do is read the information. And okay, so it's in Cook County, Illinois. So now we know where to look for it at. Right? We go to Cook County, Illinois, and then we know exactly where in Cook County, Illinois. We have a date, we have a time, right? When it was filed. We also have where, in terms of specifically. It's in copybook 521. It's file 5 what?
521. Oh, you said file. Copybook 521.
Okay, what is it? Page? What's the other part of it?
Page 579, state of Illinois, Cook County.
So in copybook 521, on page 579, you will find this document in Cook County, Illinois. All right, so that's what he's reading. Continue, Mo.
Number 10105905, filed for record. Form number 1099. Corporation, religious affidavit of organization, state of Illinois, Cook County, County of Cook.
All right, form 1099 is the type of form that he used. Okay.
1928, August, 1 p.m.
Did you read the religious affidavit part?
Yes, corporation, religious affidavit of organization, state of Illinois, County of Cook.
So that's what type of document it is, right? It's a religious affidavit, and an affidavit is a statement of fact. And when it comes to affidavits being filed, when an affidavit is not rebutted within whatever the statutory limit is, whatever the time frame is, if it's not rebutted, it becomes fact in law, even if it's not factual, right? So something could become fact in law and not be a actual fact, like it's not a fact according to reality, but it's a fact in law. For example, a person could commit murder, right, and get found not guilty of murder, as well as any other crime. I'm just picking murder because it's extreme. That person could be found guilty of murder. I mean, not guilty, excuse me. The person can be found not guilty of murder, but actually murdered the person. So in reality, they are a murderer. They are guilty of murder in the literal sense, but in the legal sense, because a jury of their peers acquitted them, or they had a hung jury multiple times, or whatever was the reason why. Or, the government collected evidence illegally and it had to be thrown out, and whatever reason of how they got out of it, right? That is a way that something could be a fact in law, even if it's not a fact in reality. So us being Moorish Americans, and everything to go along with the prophet, in terms of all the literature that the prophet put together, the incorporation itself, us being a nation, as we're going to go over in a minute, like that was unrebutted. The government never disputed this. And so it is a fact in law during that time, and it's a fact in law today. All right? So corporation, right? So a lot of people think corporations are the boogeyman. Well, the Moorish Science of America is a corporation. All it is a collective body of people, together for business purposes. All right? And every government has a business side as well as they have a political side, right? As well as they have a spiritual side or a divine side, right? United States of America could say all they want about, religious tests not being required, and it doesn't matter what your religion is, but the world knows it's a Christian nation, in terms of how it's being, at this day and time, So, sorry. So you continue, Brother Jeff.
That's all right. All right. 1928, August, 1 p.m., 252, and recorded in book, page I, Noble Drew Ali, The recorder name is Salom's Jaskanowitz.
All right, so stop right
Morris
there.
Hol-
So he says, I Noble Jew Ali. That is the trust store. That establishes him as the trust creator. I Noble Jew Ali. All right. That's why he's first. That's why it's him. It's is the party creating the affidavit. Right. We're gonna connect all the dots, Moors. But if you have any questions, we may address it right away instead of getting to it down the road. But we'll connect all the dots. Islam, Mo, continue.
Islam. Morris Holy Temple of Science, held at Chicago in the county of Cook and state of Illinois on the 20th day of July, AD 1928. For that purpose, the following persons were appointed. Continue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For that purpose, the following person were appointed: sheiks, according to the rules and usages of such Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Do solemnly swear that at a meeting.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. All right. So now we're gonna look at the law. All right. So if you have the Illinois.gov web page open, again, we're typing Religious Corporation Act in a Google search. It should be the first link. ILGA.gov. Right. So if you look at the bottom of the 101s, could you read the bottom of the 101s real quick? Because that's kind of important.
Heard's Revised Statute, chapter 20, 32, and 36.
Right. So that right there is very important. But the first word is C. Okay? C, Heard's Revised Statute, which means to look at it as a reference, chapter 32 to 36. All right? And the prophet put that at the bottom of the document to establish that what he was doing was in continuity with the statutory law within the state of Illinois. Okay? So we look at the first document. The first portion of the document, it says, now they put it as a statute as 805 ILCS 110/35, whatever. But if you look at the next one, it says from chapter 32, paragraph 164. Okay, so this particular statute is from this particular document. All right, chapter 32, paragraph 164, and it's section 35. Right, it says any church, congregation, or society formed for the purposes of religious worship. I'm gonna stop right there, because when you read the prophet's literature, he says that the Moorish Science Temple of America, when it went under the name Moorish Holy Temple of Science, was originally a civic organization. So he originally just tried to do it on the government tip, even though he was restoring the culture of the Moors. He was trying to just get our nationality and thing on a record properly. But he was encountering a lot of issues with the laws of the government. It's not easy creating a state within the United States, okay, as the prophet was attempting to do. So he found a way through this law. So any church, congregation, or society formed for the purposes of religious worship may become incorporated in the following manner. Okay? So he had read, could you read again after I Noble Jew Ali? After the recorder.
Okay. Moorish Holy Temple of Science, held at Chicago in the county of Cook and state of Illinois on the 20th day of July, AD 1928. For that purpose, the following person were appointed.
For that purpose. All right. So we're looking at those as for the purposes of religious worship, right? So it may become incorporated in the following manner, in a manner following, excuse me, right? So this is what you have to do in order to incorporate under this law. Okay, the manner following. So first, by electing or appointing, okay, that's the first condition. According to its usages, meaning when it say it's talking about the corporation you're trying to create, whether it's a church, congregation, or society for religious worship, right? According to its usages or customs, right? So Did we get to that part where you read the he read the part where he was talking about appointment? Go ahead, you can read that one more time.
AD 1928. For that purpose, the following persons were appointed: sheiks,
Okay.
according to the rules and usages of such Moorish holy temple of science.
All right, so stop right there.